Hello everyone and welcome to another beer review here from the Czech Republic. Thank you for joining. Today's Tuesday. It's been quite a tough day again in terms of weather. We had another 32 degrees today. It was, blue skies, hardly a cloud on the sky, and then suddenly it changed and it got really dark, and again I was hoping for some rain, some refreshment, and then again it didn't happen. The clouds were just passing. Again, I don't know what's going on, but apparently we still have this until the end of this week. So I'm not looking forward to the next couple of days because, although I like summer, and of course, it's nice when you can be outside and, it's not that cold. This is just a bit too hot for me. But, other people like it. I'm more of a kind of 28 degrees, 27 degrees kind of type of person. That would be already, all right for me. 33 is quite a lot, especially if the heat is humid as well. But okay, it is what it is. So now it's time for beer. It's the evening, it's after work, it's well deserved. So I'm looking forward to a cold and fresh beer. And speaking about fresh, the beer I'm going to have today is indeed fresh. It's another one from a mini brewery. And this time I've chosen to have a beer from a brewery that is very close to me, from a location point of view. So it's a local mini brewery, and it's the Biskupský pivovar in Litoměřice, and I'm going to have their 12 degrees pale lager called Štěpán. Now they do have different names for their beer, and a lot of mini breweries do that. They're not just saying this is our 11 degrees or our 12 degrees, like some of the industrial breweries do. The mini breweries, they give their beers names, which I really like. Of course, some of the industrial breweries, they do that too, but it's very specific to mini breweries. And Litoměřice have chosen Štěpán for their 12 degrees pale lager. It's Biskupský pivovar is a small brewery in Litoměřice. It's very close to the town center, so if you're on the main market square, you walk maybe 10 minutes and you're there. They have a hostel in the brewery building, which can come in quite handy. Obviously, if you want to stay overnight and enjoy a couple of beers, you can book a hostel room there. They also have a very nice restaurant, especially when it's summer, you can sit outside and enjoy a couple of beers. But also during the winter, it's a nice restaurant with good food as well, good traditional food. So I can definitely recommend a visit there if you ever come to the Czech Republic and decide to visit Litoměřice, visit the Biskupský brewery. Is definitely worth a visit. Just even from the ambiente, from kind of the restaurant, the good food, very friendly people as well. So overall, I can definitely recommend a visit there if you haven't been there yet. But enough talk. Štěpán, 12 degrees, pale lager, světlý ležák. It comes with 4.7% alcohol content. And this one comes in a 1 liter PET bottle. They have different sizes. They have 1.5 liter bottles as well. And they used to have 0.5 liter bottles, but they don't frequently have them in stock. So what you really get from them is the 1 liter and the 1.5 liters PET bottles. So let's not waste too much time. I'm really thirsty today. Been doing a lot of driving again today. In the heat, it's never pleasant because, I don't know, for some reason, when it's warm and it's really hot, people, they seem to be driving differently. I don't know. Maybe it's just my feeling, but, I have the feeling that every time when the sun is shining and it's really hot, people just drive like maniacs. Maybe it's just my feeling. I don't know. Maybe I then drive differently. I drive too slow, or I drive too carefully when it's too hot, and I just notice how other people drive. I don't know. But to me, it seems like somehow the weather changes people's driving behavior, and they drive differently. But maybe it's just me, I don't know. I'm using my Obora glass today, guys, from Litoměřice. I'm very sorry. I used to have a Litoměřice glass, and I was just looking for it around the house, and I just can't find it. And it seems to be happening a lot recently, that glasses in this house just disappear, and I just can't find them anymore. So, guys from Litoměřice, I'm very sorry if you're watching this. Give it a aroma first. Oh, it's a malty aroma coming from it. Very nice one. And again, this is a fresh beer, unfiltered, unpasteurized, as fresh as it gets. Unless you're actually having it at the brewery, in their pub. This is literally as fresh as it gets. Unfiltered, unpasteurized. And you can see again a very dark kind of color. This one is really, really dark golden color, and you probably won't be able to see this through the light, but it's a beautiful color and a nice foamy head as well. Just what I want from an unfiltered, unpasteurized beer from a Czech mini brewery. And again, there is that beautiful haziness. It just looks so fresh. I absolutely love it. Oh yeah, nastaví. What can I say? It's fantastic. It's just really fantastic. It's, first of all, it's full of flavor. It's a full-bodied beer. It's just so rich in everything. There is a very strong maltiness. At least that's what I'm getting here. A really nice maltiness to it, with a little hop aroma as well, but they're very nicely balanced. And I think the maltiness is coming through slightly stronger than the hop aroma. And there's a slight bitterness at the end, but it's really, really light. Nothing that I would have noticed now from my first test that really stood out. But I will give this another go and see. Yeah, there is a discreet hop bitterness. Nothing too strong, very pleasant. But what really stands out for me here is there's this distinct maltiness that I really, really like. I think this is an absolutely fantastic beer, if not to say a cracker of a beer. It's really, really well done. And I don't know how these guys are not known outside of Litoměřice. Or maybe they are known, but I haven't seen them anywhere else. Because, you have some mini breweries in the Czech Republic, and you get them everywhere, right? You get them in the supermarkets, locally at least. You get them on tap in some of the pubs, maybe in Prague. Like Muflon, for example. Muflon is for me a perfect example, where, nowadays you can get them on tap, the pivovar Litoměřice. You can get them on tap in Prague. You can get them bottled in pretty much any supermarket now in Prague and surroundings. Whereas these guys, and although, they are probably a bit smaller, and their main focus is not only the beer. The beer is one part, but they also have the hospitality business, the kind of the hostel that is attached to the brewery, and maybe having the focus on these two things, maybe not on maybe not having the beer in the supermarkets, or selling them in larger quantities, is exactly what fits the brewery in terms of their concept. Maybe that's what it is, I don't know. But I just keep sometimes wondering, when I taste the beer from a mini brewery, why it's only available, at the brewery and not anywhere else, because it's just so good. And I just keep wondering about that. But maybe it has something to do with the fact that their business model, wouldn't allow for anything else, and that's okay too, because sometimes you have to travel to get something good, and if that means bringing people to Litoměřice to taste their beers, maybe that's what it is as well. But it's definitely worth it. I can definitely recommend it. So maybe just it's getting a bit darker here now, so I'm sorry. I will sort out the light at some point. I know some of you have commented already that the lights sometimes are not very favorable. I'm working on a solution at the moment, so hopefully that will change very soon. But again, Štěpán, 12 degrees, pale lager from the Biskupský pivovar in Litoměřice. Absolute cracker of a beer. The freshness, the maltiness, it's just absolutely beautiful. So if you ever visit Litoměřice, I recommend to give them a go, visit their brewery, and see for yourself. Now Litoměřice has one more brewery. There used to be two. Unfortunately, one has closed. I think at the end of not last year but the year before, the Labuch brewery. But there is still one more, the actual Pivovar Litoměřice they are called. So if you're wondering, taking a trip to Litoměřice, just to taste a couple of beers from this brewery, I mean, Litoměřice is a nice town. I really like it. It's got nice surroundings as well. But for some of you it may not be enough, because you want to get a couple of beers from different places, and there is another mini brewery called Pivovar Litoměřice. So maybe that will help you make that decision to travel to Litoměřice and give these guys a go, and then the other brewery as well. And that's really all I can say about this beer. If you've had this before or any other beers from Litoměřice, let me know in the comments. What your thoughts were. If you visited Litoměřice, I'd be interested to know what you thought about the town. Now, maybe something to offer before I close. There is a something I mentioned in the other videos that what I really appreciate about some of the breweries, that they are kind of playing around and being creative with different beer styles and coming up with new beers all the time. They don't do this. They have their permanent offer. I've only seen one special beer so far, which was last year for Christmas, and that was an absolute beautiful beer as well. It's a pity I wasn't doing videos back then, because that was amazing. It was really, really good, and I hope they will do it again this year. But they stick with their permanent offer rather than playing around, and that potentially could also be because they're not just a brewery per se, but they have the hospitality business as well. The hostel, and then the kind of the restaurant attached to it as well. But overall, really recommendable. Come to Litoměřice, enjoy, and if you do, let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching this evening. Subscribe to my channel for more video reviews here from the Czech Republic, and I really hope I will see you in the next video again. Thank you. Bye bye.